Hello, I'm Lofi.
I'm Jinxie.
And we are back with Outlander episode...
I don't remember.
Me neither.
But this last episode was so good, so emotional, and I'm very excited for this next one.
Are they going to already be in Scotland or on the way to Scotland?
I feel like France is a little bit unfinished. Like Les Disciples or whatever. We don't know if the Comte was part of that or not, because he kept saying like he wasn't. And he did admit to killing her, so why would he lie about them and then not the killing her? But we saw so many, like, goodbye moments in that last episode with the characters that I think they might just be heading straight off to Scotland. So, I don't know.
I think for me, I feel like they're done with it for now. I feel like that's just going to be one of those mysteries. So,
it's just because she brought it up again with, like, interrogating him that I was like... it doesn't feel finished in that way.
Well, it might come back later, though. We don't know.
Yeah, especially because we don't have closure with Mary either.
But we also know Mary comes back into play later, probably.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe
Alex
it'll bring back at some point. I feel like they're mostly done with France, which I am okay with at this point. I feel like it's run its course, for sure.
Agreed.
And I'm really curious to see about them getting back home and just sort of emotionally moving through everything and what's going to happen from here.
Let's reminisce a little about France. I wish that they had done a bit more there because so much of their focus was on stopping the prince. Mm-hmm. I kind of wish we got to see more of their integration into like French society. We did get to see that, but it was really, I feel like...
an intro, and that was it.
Yeah.
Because I feel... I really loved the first couple episodes in France, like with the party and everything.
Yeah,
like,
where they met the really financier and stuff.
Even like the later half when she was meeting with the ladies and stuff. I wish there had been less of them scheming and more of them doing the schemes. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just feel like there was a lot of, like, planning, and then we try this thing, and then it doesn't work. Or it does. You know, but most of the time it doesn't. So it just sort of was a little bit stagnant.
Also, I'm going to really miss, like, Mother Hildegard in the hospital. I think what?
And Bhutan.
Yes. Definitely. I loved that hospital, that we got to see all her healing stuff, and she also learned there, and the people there, including the executioner. I really like how people were not so suspicious of her magic in France like they are in Scotland.
Yeah.
That's one of the, probably my favorite parts about it.
Even though it turns out that they are suspicious, but they think she's a good witch because of accidental rumors.
Yeah.
That was good.
Now that we're going back to Scotland, the stress of Scotland is really, like, making me think of all of the things that went wrong there. Even though things went wrong in France, it was just different.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's because it was the things that a lot of the things that went wrong in France in the middle of the story, you don't really actually get to see whether it works or not because it's all for the future of Scotland. So it's sort of, there's not as much payoff because you don't know if what they're doing is going to make a difference until we get to that portion of the storyline.
Not just that, it felt like they were more in control in France in the way that they were less at risk because of their position in society, it felt like. Whereas in Scotland, he is under, like, Dougal and stuff, and his little clan thing is, his clan is, with Jenny is small, and he doesn't necessarily know what he's doing there, whereas he was clearly good at the business in France, and they had friends, like with the financier.
Even though we hated it.
Technically the king, in a way. I don't know, it just felt like they had more control there, whereas in Scotland, they are more... It felt more in danger.
Well, I think it's because the thing about it is there's literally just more at risk for them in Scotland. It's the part they care about. They don't care about France. Yeah. It's all it means to an end. So just the stakes aren't as high as when they're in Scotland.
Well, I wonder if also there's the factor of in France, they are in a big city versus in Scotland, it's a lot more small and contained, and they're in smaller towns and stuff. I enjoyed France, especially these last 3 episodes. It did not do as much as I wanted it to do because I was so excited at the beginning. But we saw some great outfits. We saw some outfits I thought were ugly. We met some great people.
Some very interesting people, for sure.
Yes, that some of them I hope I see again, and some I hope I never see.
Yeah, at this point, I think it's all just a question mark, and I want to see how they move on from here. I guess not move on isn't the right word. I guess how they process from here.
I am very excited to see Jenny. but I'm very nervous to see Dougal and all that other stuff that got left kind of unfinished. I'm really nervous about Scotland. I don't know why, but I'm kind of like, just stay in France because it's making me so nervous. Yeah, I am. I think it's partially because we know she goes back. So I'm really like...
I'm the opposite. I want them to go back to Scotland. Yeah. I guess just because I love Scotland and everything that they're doing there. And even though I know it's going to be, like, emotionally heart-wrenching.
She has to go through the stones.
It's because I guess it's just, I don't know. I feel like they do really well in Scotland in terms of, like, as a viewer. Yeah. I'm not saying, like, things happen to them that are good. I'm just saying as a viewer, they do really well in Scotland. So, like, even though I know it's going to, like, tear my heart out, I can't wait to see it.
That's the thing. I think I'm bracing myself for the tearing the heart out part because I really, really love the Scotland ones in season 1, like as a whole, more than France.
Agreed.
But because of that, I know that the emotional impact I feel like is going to be really strong in the second half. So I'm just like...
I feel like
we're just at Francis, so hopefully nothing bad happens. I don't know.
I feel like we're just at different spots right now because I'm ready for the emotional impact. Like, I'm kind of here for it a little bit. You know, sometimes you're just in that mood and you're just like, I don't know.
I'm not ready, Outlander. I'm not ready. These last ones were so good.
Don't have a choice in the matter.
I know. Let's play.
So, yes.
I hope we meet someone whose nickname is the Fox and he's like a thief. Just speculating on this fox face.
I didn't again you could cook, Sassenach.
I'm not sure I can cook, but I can certainly boil a potato.
We shall have a feast.
Oh, they're cute.
Ran into Hector in the wheel. Got the post from him, eh?
For some reason, I'm nervous about the post. I don't know why. I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop.
I know, right? I think it's his time jump. We thought we'd get like a few minutes to chillax, but it's like boom, time jump, and we're into probably the next thing. What?
Did it not work? Is the rebellion still happening? Please don't tell me somebody died.
So pleased. That's going to express my admiration. Build me some courage.
It failed.
Kinnan, Oliphant, MacDonald of Glencoe, James Alexander Malcolm Mackenzie Fraser.
What?
Oh no. I guess they assumed he would have...
Oh shit.
The names on this are traitors to the crown.
Jamie.
He just got pardoned.
Can't you send out a letter like, I didn't sign this? Okay, thanks. I'm sorry, but at this point you need to save yourself.
Yeah. Well, this is why the whole thing was stupid. It was a bad plan.
To be fair, though, I was highly entertained by the prince.
Yeah.
But now you're in a bad situation.
The question is, did you just make it worse for making him lose money?
We know what will happen if the Jacobites lose the war.
You mean win?
But what if
they don't know
win?
They don't.
I mean, they could have tried to make him win, but I feel like...
I know, that's what I was like. I wish they had done that instead of trying to make it worse.
I mean, what do you have to lose at this point, I guess? I mean,
there's nothing else you can do,
but...
Yeah.
They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
No, I don't ken who they are, Sassenach. They have never travelled through time.
What is going on here in terms of... They seem to have so much more chemistry in Scotland than they did in France. I mean, I know they were going through tough things in France, so their relationship was supposed to be separate, but holy crap.
Well, I think it's also just...
We've only just started, and they're like...
Well, it's also just, like, the stiffness of France. Like,
yeah, the formality, maybe.
Yeah.
You're going to see Lord Lovat. Ask him to do you a favour?
Jenny doesn't think it'll work.
Who is Lord Lovat?
Our grandsire.
Oh.
Oh.
Father threw him out before he could cross the threshold.
Why?
Did he not want them to get married?
Tried to have her mother kidnapped and taken to the Monarch Isles in order to prevent her father from marrying her.
That sounds about right.
It is not only degrading for you to crawl to that man and ask him for help. 'Tis a fool's errand. The old fox does nothing that's not in his best interest.
I'm very interested in
meening him. Though, if he doesn't have any other kids, though, it might be in his best interest. I think he's also, like, I've already compromised so many morals that this is nothing. Which is not a good thing, but I mean, like, they've already tried so many things that he's just like, it's what you need to do.
I'm excited to meet him, so.
He was a bastard. Acknowledged by his father, Lord Lovat, but a bastard nonetheless. Should have told you before we wed.
I don't think she
doesn't care at all. Yeah. Also, I'm so sorry that your mother's a kitchen maid. It's not like the great-great-great-great-grandfather of her future husband was a
Blackjack Randall
murderer. Yeah, so
that's so much worse.
and looks exactly like him. But I do get, you know, whenever it's personal, it's always so much harder. Like, you're like, oh, they're going to think the worst of me.
Let's go to bed.
The room is so nice looking. It's very dark, but it's so pretty. So I wonder how much time has passed then. Just like a couple months or...
Murtaugh's back. Wasn't he have to be gone for quite a while? So
maybe like 6 months or something? Because they look pretty emotionally processed. Aww.
Afra. William. Mine. Sorry.
We don't know how many episodes are left. She could already be pregnant. Like, I mean, in terms of
True.
the time frame of the episodes that are left.
It's the way we talk to them before they're born. You know. Yes. I know.
Dina.
And then they hold their bairn and feel all the things that might be and all the things that might never be. And weep. Not knowing which ones will come to pass.
No, I just can't imagine what Jamie had to go through not even being there for all of it. Ugh.
I know. That moment, I really like that moment.
Agreed.
Because it's a slower moment.
Give you a token when we went to France, no me. And him, not even your betrothed at the time.
Make me regret giving it to you now.
Oh, she's worried. Especially after, like, just getting him back and pardon and be like, cool, we can, like, be at home and we can be...
I know this is Outlander, so it's probably not going to go well, but I kind of hope it goes well.
I hope that this part at least goes well. Aww.
You bide here with us.
You can help Rabbi in the stables till my lord returns.
I belong with you.
Oh.
Also, honestly, I feel like it's smarter to bring him along. Otherwise, he's going to figure out a way on his own.
Mm-hmm.
He's just that kind of kid.
A good soldier must learn to obey his commanding officer. As well as his general.
Oh, I love Fergus. So glad he's there.
Take care of each other. And watch out for my grandsire. I will.
Ugh. All these warnings about him is making me nervous.
I feel like we might be surprised, though. I feel like there's so many warnings that I'm almost like, maybe the years have changed him. Or maybe it's all a trick and he is still, like, a bastard.
It's hard to say because I do think Jenny is smarter than Jamie in that way. So perhaps she's, like, more distrusting. So perhaps she has a more accurate view of him. But then Jamie's kind-heartedness would maybe help in this situation.
Well, and also sounds like they've only ever seen him once in their life, so it's all sort of through the grapevine.
Yeah.
And it might be different with family. I don't know.
Lord Lovat had 3 wives. 2 of them acquired by nefarious means.
Oh, like he kidnapped
What's
them.
nefarious means?
I think it means he kidnapped them.
Like it's like villainous grandfather.
But I mean, I was like, well, at least he accepted his bastard dad, so I guess that's like, I don't know.
You do have a few tassel heads in your hair.
Leave them. They suit her.
Oh, hey.
What are you doing there?
Ooh, gonna be on opposite sides.
I'm pleased to see that you're well.
You have to excuse me if I find that hard to believe.
Oh.
The witch trial.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they didn't send anybody.
I would have thrown her out of Laoghaire, but her grandmother, Mrs. Fitz, persuaded me she could keep the girl in check.
I don't know if I believe Colin or not, but...
I don't think Colum would have gotten her there, but I don't. If he knew about it, I don't think he would have done anything to stop it.
Yeah, I think that was our conclusion last time, too.
Yeah, I think so.
At least I had no need to take a wife by means of rape, trickery.
Ooh.
Well, considering he kidnapped 2 of his wives, I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
I mean, I think Jamie could convince him, but could you trust him?
I've been looking for you since I heard you were here.
What in the... Okay. I can't.
She looks like she feels bad.
I mean, I hope she does. That would be good.
I have fantasized all manner of violent acts that I would subject you to.
Because her friend died because of it.
I pity you. The dark places you must have inhabited in the hopes of getting something that you'll never have. As for getting right with God, I can't help you.
And she shouldn't really have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you have to redeem yourself because, like, you did almost cause her death, and
Yeah.
you definitely caused the other girls.
I don't know if I believe her, but I would like to.
I agree.
Because I do like her grandma.
I feel like it's a lot of energy to hate somebody.
My grandsire's no opposed to a bit of decoration at the dinner table. As long as that decoration doesn't speak.
Good luck with that. I give her, like, 20 minutes. Because I don't see the grandfather not saying something stupid before then.
I feel like we give ourselves 1 minute before we're already frustrated with this dude.
French have already supported us, Colin. By engaging the British army in Flanders, reducing the troops remaining here at home.
It's not very convincing.
Yeah, you should have just lied.
Right?
You should talk about how you've met with the king personally and stuff like that, you know?
I have heard the British have offered £30,000 for the capture of Prince Charles.
What?
Who is this guy?
Is he like trying to show off for her, kind of?
Maybe.
For £30,000, the British could end this rebellion before it even starts.
Oh, you tried, dude. I don't know who you are. You seem kind of harmlessly an idiot, maybe.
My lovely. And a glass
No,
of
just
milk
doing it to
for
be
my
a
boy.
jerk.
It must be his grandson or his son. I'm not sure which. So he likes Leary, but the dad obviously is.
Doesn't think he's worth it or worthy of it, I guess. I don't know.
I suspect he would treat any son like that.
Yeah, I know. I think so too.
Do you think you can toy with me? You're keeping something from me, old hag. And I'm not having it.
What in the world?
Is that his wife? One of his wives?
I hope she knows some info.
Right.
I'm Claire. Maisie. Lord Lovat's seer.
Oh.
Wait.
Huh?
Yes, trying to get her to help him make a decision.
You chose that Mackenzie whore
And I'll ask you to keep a civil tongue when you speak of my mother.
over me, his father.
Who wouldn't?
And that place
Laoghaire.
over me.
You ever wonder why?
Who would choose you?
My fealty to you. In exchange for sending aid to Prince Charles.
To be honest, I'm more interested in what goes with it.
What need have you of Laoghaire?
I don't think he needs Lollybrock. I think he wants a strong successor.
No. I think he wants to get rid of it. I think he's mad that his, like, as a revenge thing for his...
Yeah. He's put a resentment into that location.
And what sort of fool would I be to give it to an old twister that may or may not share my blood? You made free with your housemates. Perhaps others did too.
Oh. That's interesting way of talking to you about your mother, but good tactic.
Perhaps nobody speaks to him that way. So.
Probably not. I think he was very surprised by that answer. Which I feel like people probably don't surprise him often, so might be a good thing.
Laoghaire, for your wife's honor.
Oh, that would be like a hell no.
Go ahead. Try to ravish my wife.
She'll kill you herself.
Yeah.
After she's done with you, I'll send in the maid to sweep up your remains.
My wife's a rare woman. A wise woman. La Dame Blanche.
Oh, he's gonna keep that going. Just make everybody scared of her.
For him, he would find that appealing in terms of perhaps she would know stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's true.
A man that takes her in unholy embrace will have his privates blasted.
I mean, it is a unique way of keeping her protected.
Beautiful.
Except she's already been on trial to be a witch, like...
And his soul will burn forever in hell.
Oh, I guess the White Lady is a good witch, though, so...
Mm-hmm.
Might be a difference. Oh, good drama. Very dramatic.
And my grandson has a great respect for the supernatural.
Oh.
More for anything else, but you should take care the next few days if I'm not with you.
Macy's but a seer. She's not a white lady like my wife.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that Jamie's shirt?
Is that Jamie's shirt?
Oh, God, Leary.
Remaining neutral will be seen as treason by whatever side wins.
You know. You just know. History guides my course in this matter. History.
It does his too, technically, just not your history.
You were always headstrong, but you were never reckless with the lives of others.
I mean, I understand Colum, like,
Agreed.
he doesn't have this future knowledge.
Do not trade your home for a war you can't win.
Don't do it. I agree with what he's saying here on that.
Promise you, Uncle.
He didn't say what he's promising.
I will do what I must
Oh, no.
to save those things you and I hold most dear.
I feel like this is such a
Do
bad...
it. Jenny will never forgive you for this.
Not just that, but then, like, what happens to you after? Like, if you won? You'd be under the fealty of this dude who clearly does not want Lollybroch to exist.
Right.
I'd like a few private moments in the chapel. Do you mind waiting here for me?
She's so unsubtle.
Well, I don't think he's gonna figure it out
No,
either.
I don't
So he seems nice at least.
Dreich day.
Aye.
He doesn't know how to have a conversation.
I like poetry.
So do I.
Oh, that's sweet.
Though hurricanes
God.
rise and rise every wind.
You're gonna have to handle everything, Theory.
Yep. He doesn't know how to do anything, it seems. Oh.
They say you are a white lady.
Rumor gets around.
I was hoping this would come back to her, because she might trust her then.
His face covered in black. And across his lordship's face, there fell the shadow of an axe.
Oh.
So he's gonna die.
I gave him a kick down the front of my dress.
I told you it wasn't about sex. No wonder he ran off.
Well, other than reciting verse, he was not doing much to hold up his end of the conversation.
Maybe we should have given her a few classes first. I mean, I kind of am enjoying this dynamic.
Agreed.
I'd like it if Leary kind of grew up and learned a little bit and became like
more of a woman. But
and
not,
they didn't
you know.
necessarily want them to be friends, so she's not just like a one-dimensional villain anymore, basically.
Seems I can't get the men from Lovat without giving him my lands, so unless you're planning on declaring yourself a visitor from the future, then I see I have much choice.
You just gave her an idea, Jamie. She is going to declare herself not a person from the future, but someone who saw something, I bet.
Oh, as a seer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think she's going to use that. Why not? It worked with the king.
I have also had him prepare a deed of cession for Lallybrock Estate.
Stop him, Claire! It's going to be so bad if he does it.
I mean, I get what he's, like, his logic behind it. Like, I get
sign
what he
it.
would.
And I'll agree to neutrality with Mackenzie here.
Come on. The sun needs to do something now.
Dinna be a fool, Jamie.
Don't do it. Don't. Stop him, Claire.
Stop him.
Oh, she's gonna. She has a vision. The vision that the seer saw.
Yeah.
It's another vision.
Claire, leave her be! Do not give me orders about my own wife!
Yes.
She was tried as a witch by those that do not understand the difference between black magic and the power of the old ones.
Come on, you pull it off. I'm so nervous.
Shadow of an axe across your face.
Who's mad?
I don't know why anybody would believe her after what she says, but
Well, he believes it's supernatural.
Was covered in white roses.
Symbol of the Jacobites.
oh no, son.
Oh, thank God. I thought he was gonna, like, walk in the way or something.
Yeah.
You and Mackenzie are fearful old men.
It worked.
I'll fight to change the White Lady's vision. Even if you will not.
Oh, snap. Which means now you have to you know, secure
Protect
your
him.
heir. Because would she also know if he was on the original treaty or not? So this may be changing history, because his name would have been listed.
The Frasers of Lovat will stand with the Mackenzies of Laoghaire.
Oh. Well, that's okay. I think he's going to die.
Yep.
But I don't feel bad about it, so I hope Simon doesn't die.
Agreed. Well, I mean, all you need to do is... Your dad just needs to die before you go to war. That's all.
You did well, young Simon. I'm proud to be your kinsman.
I hope nothing bad happens to him.
Can you not convince him to listen to reason and go
Because
home?
they already know that it won't work.
I've known him longer than I have. What do you think?
Give me your hand.
And he's not happy about any of this, because he doesn't want him to die either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's one of the reasons he also didn't want Lollybrock taken is because of his sister. I mean, he certainly cares for him a lot more than Dougal.
I mean, he always has.
Say thank you to Leary.
Thank you.
No, he didn't know at all
For
that
what?
she was getting her involved.
Not trying to have you arrested in the last few days.
Please, do it for me.
I mean, I just hope this doesn't reignite her obsession.
I don't
which
think
she
it
clearly
will.
still has.
Yeah, but I think she understands. She said it herself that this is a test. Mm-hmm. So I feel like she's kind of understood the error of her ways.
I hope one day I can also earn your forgiveness, Jamie. And your love.
Ugh. But I feel like she's going to stop doing it in the scheming way. Like, she believes, like, if I'm on the right path, then I will be worthy of his love kind of thing. I don't know if she's just acting really well or not. Like, I don't...
Yeah, I kind of agree with you in the way because they're not even living near each other or anything.
So I feel like she's on that sort of, like, if I stay to this righteous path, then God will reward me.
Yeah.
Oh? I mean, I'm guessing not everybody has the same opinion as the father about neutrality.
My father's men.
Oh, he wouldn't let him go alone.
Yeah.
Even though he said he would. He doesn't really care what he signed.
Basically. Also, like you said, he plays both sides.
I trust old Colin Mackenzie is right. And that will protect me if the British should win.
What will you say about your son fighting for the Jacobites?
He's his old man, that one.
Yep.
I couldn't have got it all without you.
You didn't get Lallybroch.
Yet.
Not yet.
Whatever, you got your men. We know he dies.
Tell me I'm nothing like him, Sassenach.
I'm afraid I have seen a similarly devious turn of mind.
I might have to rethink our agreement not to lie to one another.
I mean, we do know he dies eventually, so either way, playing both sides won't work for him.
Maisry had said we could change the future. Perhaps we already had.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
That was good. I like that episode.
It was good, but I did not like it that much.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying in comparison to other ones, it wasn't like earth-shattering, but it was a good... It was after having so much intensity in the previous ones, I am happy for just like a good episode. Yeah, overall, it was just a nice sort of chill episode for me. Like, it wasn't great, it wasn't bad, it was just enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, and for me, the pace affected it a little bit too much. The time jump from France to here felt really sudden. We're already in Scotland, and the people are there. They're, like, briefly reintroducing them, but there is very little connection to the previous episodes. We're already jumping into the next plot point. You can really see this, like, in my favorite moment is where they're observing Jamie with the baby. And it's, like, slow and thoughtful and really connected to what happened earlier and, like, a bridge between then and now. But everything else is just happening at such a fast pace for the next plot point. And even though I understand that they are probably trying to fit it in so that they can get everything done within this time frame till the end of the season, it just felt like I wish that they could, like, stretch out some of these moments, both at home in the beginning and then also when they are with the Lovat.
Well, I do wonder if maybe they're going for a slow burn on the emotionalness, because that might be it, of, you know, the scene with Jamie and the baby, and you get to see some emotion from Claire, and then they're sort of slowly going to put in about everything that they've lost. But I do also know this is a short season, so it might be that it's just, like, moving the plot along. The Lovat estate. I do wish we'd gotten to see more of the seer, because I loved the bit with the vision and how Claire got to tell the vision later, and then about him, you know, believing in the supernatural. But I feel like I wish I had seen his belief in the supernatural a little bit more, because it felt a bit plot devicey.
Yeah. Well, especially because we only see her twice.
Right? Well, because I wish it would sort of been, like, sort of other... If we had had more time, other hints about his, like, supernatural beliefs. I don't know what exactly. Of, you know, not 13 people at the table. Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I wanted that to be drawn out more, especially because of the whole Jamie still using the white lady excuse to do stuff. And since last time Claire was tried as a witch, which was really Leary and Colum's fault, and they are both there... I really wish we could have, like, dealt with that a bit more. When she was talking to Leary and saying, you know, I dreamed of all these horrible things I could do to you, I thought that was a great moment. Powerful. And I wish that we could have seen that a bit more in actions-wise. Like, I don't know. Just it felt a bit all, like, too fast. Mm-hmm. So I would have loved to draw that out and, like, see the seer more, like, slowly introduced kind of thing.
I was pleased, like we were talking about that moment with Leary where Claire is sort of just talking at her of everything she would want to do. I'm happy that we didn't also get Jamie's forgiveness this round, because I do feel like that would be too much. And usually, you know, people can be more forgiving about things that happen to them than the people who care about them. You know, you're always going to hold a grudge against that person who screwed over your friend or that person who tried to murder your wife.
Yeah.
So I'm happy it didn't get fully wrapped up. Yeah. Speaking of Leary, I hope that she's trying to repent. Like, if she's just taking the path of, oh, if I repent and I'm good, then God will reward me with Jamie's love, I'm cool with it. I don't want her to actually be a villain, though, because I feel like she's really boring as one.
Yeah, boring and frustrating. Not like boring like we forget about her, but boring and frustrating in the way that she's just annoying to be on screen the way she is.
Which is scheming.
Yeah, which is why I really enjoyed the part where Claire was teaching her a little bit about maturity, and it kind of was a fun dynamic then. Mm-hmm. But if she just returns to the way she was, I don't even want her on screen. Like, she's just so uninteresting in that one-dimensional villainous way because she loves Jamie, so she'll do anything for Jamie kind of thing. But if we could see her transition from that into growth and maybe, like, assist Claire and become her own woman, I wouldn't mind watching that. I think that would be interesting.
Agreed. I want a growth journey from her.
Yeah, otherwise she's don't even include her.
Exactly.
I don't need her.
Or leave her off.
But, yeah, exactly.
Because I loved that moment with Simon. It was just so funny, because
Simon's adorable.
I thought it was so cute.
His awkward smile is, like, the best. That actor, they chose so well with his weird... I know, he was so cute.
And then just how he doesn't... And he just doesn't know how to talk to her at all. Like, she literally had to carry the conversation, which is why it was so much extra funnier when she was talking to Claire about... Yes, I did everything you said. I even let him peek down my shirt a little bit. And she was just like, well, of course he ran off. And she's like, well, he wasn't carrying his side of the conversation. And I'm like, it's true. He wasn't.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's an extra contrast to, obviously, the grandfather who is so horrible. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope he doesn't die because he seems like a sweetheart. And he's Jamie's cousin.
Mm-hmm. I loved that. I did love the scene at the end with Claire's vision. And then, you know, him looking at Simon, looking at her. And then just being like, oh, she likes men who make decisions. And just getting in there. It was so cute.
Yeah. And it was a good stand-up moment for him where... Even though he was sort of doing it because of Leary, it didn't feel like he was doing it only because of Leary. It felt like he always wanted to do it, and it was just a push. Like, you are old men who's fearful, and this is the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. My cousin is right. You know, like...
Yeah, you could tell when they were at the dinner scene earlier in the episode that the way he was watching Jamie and then looking at his dad, you could tell he agreed with Jamie, but he didn't want to stand up against his dad.
Well, not just that. I'm not sure that he could necessarily articulate why it was right or whatever at the time. And then...
I don't even care that the grandfather got everything that he wanted.
Yeah, except for Lollybrock.
Well, because we all already know that he gets murdered.
Yeah, right.
The vision. So...
Yeah. Colum was interesting in this episode because I've never really, like, hated Colum. I do think that he let the witch trial happen. Maybe didn't have any of his, like, fingers in the pie, but he definitely let it happen. But I still can't blame him for what he's trying to do here because I think he is in the right.
Agreed.
Keeping them out of it would keep his people alive. And it's really unfortunate the situation that Jamie is in, that they just have to be all in because of that published paper. Mm-hmm. Because we know it's not going to go good. Mm-hmm. She ends up in the future for a reason, and that reason is everybody there's dying.
Well, the thing about the published paper, though, is I still don't know if he would sit out of it, even if his name wasn't published. If he knew all the other clans were going to try, I don't know if he would be able to sit out of it because that's still all of his friends going to die. Because the thing is, you know, Dougal and everybody who follows him would be going along too, which includes those two bumbling guys whose names I can't remember
Angus
but are adorable.
And the other guy.
Yeah, so I feel like he would still feel that pull to be a part of it, even if his name wasn't on there, but it definitely does rush and define the decision for sure. That moment early, like, where at the beginning where they're leaving and Jenny just looks so upset because she just got her brother back and his name was finally cleared. And there were so many good moments at the beginning. I hope we get to see more of it.
That's one of the frustrating things too about the pacing is because he just got a pardon and now suddenly he's treasonous again within like 5 minutes. And so that's one of the things I hated. We didn't get any space to just enjoy. Enjoy in between that time when he was free man.
Yeah, I wish it had just been 2 episodes.
Agreed.
Just one for the first half.
And then, ending with the letter. You know what I mean? Like,
I would have been fine with... And we could have even maybe spread out, finding the history with the grandfather more. Like, maybe they didn't tell Claire all of it from the beginning, because you could tell that Jamie didn't want her to know. So it could be you could have, you know, made that a little more tension-filled throughout the episode of like, oh, well, why do you hate your grandfather so much?
Yeah. I do feel, though, that what they're trying to do here, while I think it's the best thing that they can do in this situation, and I wish that they had done it earlier, that's the side that I was on, like, just to change it into this direction, I feel that it is too little too late at this point. They did not have the time to gather enough resources. This is all happening so rapid fire fast.
Did you see those guys with pitchforks?
I just do not feel...
against the British.
Yeah, so it kind of really sucks, because if they had gone from this path at the beginning in France, they could have really boosted the war when they were in France. So it's frustrating in that way. But I don't know what else they can do, because he's treasonous either way, and the only way that he would be not treasonous is if they won.
Well, I'm really hoping that their presence in France does make a difference, because I'm sure people are still petitioning the king. So I'm hoping that maybe all their history, they'll be surprised and France will support them because of, even though they were secretly trying to not make it happen, maybe all their schemes sort of failed. You know?
I feel like I could have that hope if we didn't know that she ended up in the future. We know that this goes wrong because she goes through the stones. Like, that's the only issue, is that because the show has technically spoiled us to know that it's going wrong. So if not, then I could really hope that things are all going to go right. But
I forgot about that.
I know that it doesn't. So I kind of wish I didn't know.
I know, I wish I didn't.
Because then I could really be like all in on what they're trying to do and being like, oh man, they can do it. But I don't think they can do it.
Because when she goes to the future, they do show that they failed, like her reading books and stuff, right?
I can't remember exactly, but I mean, there's a reason why she left with her unborn baby. Yeah. Like, and she couldn't go through. And she does say that she promised Jamie. And they do talk about it a bit. Yeah. Well, but I don't remember exactly what.
I know, because part of me is like, did she actually see it, or did something happen and she went through and then she felt like she couldn't, like, did she see the end of it or not, or did she leave at the beginning?
I can't remember.
Well, because she could still read history books, and that's why I was like, so I can't remember if they... Because I do think they do...
She does say she was trying to figure out who lived and who died, I think.
Yeah, it's like she purposely is reading books and stuff.
But that just means... But it does mean that it got bad enough that she had to go through the stones. So that's what's frustrating about it, because I kind of wish I didn't know. So I could just really enjoy the moment and be like, oh man, maybe they can really change it.
Yeah.
But wow, I feel like a pessimist, and I do not like to feel this way. What have you done to me, show?
Show writers. Should have kept it hidden.
I know, right?
But the thing is, it's such a powerful start to the season, though. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how it all plays out.
I don't know. I just can't wait for this rebellion stuff to be over. It's making me too tense. I'm too stressed about it. Let's just I need to move on.
Anyways, so yeah, that's our thoughts for this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really helps us out. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. Hit that notification bell so you know when we upload, and we will see you all in the next episode. Bye.
And the whole and Leary and oh my gosh, let me start over that
pick
sentence.
One of those.
No.
They always talk about like France and all their like laissez-faire and stuff. So
Yeah.
laissez-faire. Yeah.
Laissez-faire?
Oh god. I know. I was like, I don't know if I want to watch the previously. I feel like it's gonna give spoilers.
I think I think you should just skip it.
Yeah, right. Because already this image is
exactly,
a spoiler.
and I think it'll make me not happy. So
yeah, let's just go into it blind.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like it, but I feel like just seeing that put me off.
I don't need her to be putting me depressed.